Yo, what is up, guys? It is the man in the cannon, the Super Pigman here today with another video, and today we're going to be talking about some more mods for Kenshi. But before we get on to that, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe, because we are almost the halfway point of 500. Now that is huge, man. That's like enormous right there. We're almost halfway there, guys. So if you guys would be doing me a huge favor if you guys did that. But anyways, let's get into this top 5 mod list. So today I will be covering another top 5 mods in Kenshi, in a game with hundreds of mods on the Steam Workshop. All these mods can be installed in one click by hitting subscribe on the mod in the Steam Workshop. These mods range from the quality of life to overhauls, and I mean huge overhauls. But before I get into like the actual video, I'm mostly doing this for people who download mods through Steam and not through other external websites. Like I don't know if people use, I forgot what the name of the other website was, but I can't remember it right off the top of my head. But today I'll be starting with number 5, Trade Routes Intensified. Trade Routes Intensified is a mod that modifies the value of items in towns across Kenshi, making it much more realistic for those playing a trade caravan or roaming trader style playthrough. Items will be cheaper where they're more abundant, and more expensive where they aren't, but a little more than in the vanilla game. This will not let you net you game break amounts of cows, just a little bit more. And I think it adds in a lot more immersive, adds more immersive gameplay, I guess. It makes the economic system in Kenshi a lot better, and it makes it like more realistic. As I said, it's a really cool mod. I actually kind of liked it, because now anywhere I go to sell chainmail, it's not always super expensive. Like if we go to Katon and try to sell chainmail there, it's not going to be that expensive because there are a bunch of people who make stuff there. But at number 4, we have the Better Crop Fence mod. This mod adds more visible fence to the border of farms. In the vanilla game, crop fences are these flimsy ropes that are often halfway or all the way clipped into the ground, making it difficult, if not impossible, to see where the farm is, especially if the plants haven't started growing yet. This makes it a nightmare to try to assign your squad to tend to crops you just built. This is a real pain in the ass. Honestly, this one helped me a lot, because I honestly didn't know where my farms were until I actually downloaded this mod and I saw how much it works, and I was like, hey, this would be pretty cool for a top 5 mod. And it's honestly it's a lot better than what I thought it would be. Like I thought it would be like kind of half-assed, kind of still clipped into the ground, but at least you can still see some like distinction from it. But this mod also makes it much easier to place crops side by side for those who want even looking crops, and is highly recommended if you're a person who doesn't like modding games. This is really just more of a mechanical mod and visual mod. It's not really like, it's gonna change the game a huge lot. It's just more like visual, if anything. So for those of people who don't like modding their game, this is just a mod that I'd recommend to you if you just wanted 1 or 2 mods or something like that. But for number 3, we have the crafting animation overhaul mod. In the vanilla Kenshi game, a lot of crafting animations look barebone or non-immersive. Now this can be due to, it can only be due to the dev getting bored sometimes and just not really wanting to take the time to do that. But I don't blame them. I mean, you work on the game for 12 years and people expect you to get every detail down. I mean, come on now. This mod makes the crafting animations including research look better. When someone is crafting armor, you'll see them working on a piece of armor. When someone is cooking food, you'll see them working on a bowl. And this mod doesn't change any game balance. It just makes it more pleasant to look at your settlement, which is this is just another visual mod, I guess, if you really want to think about it. It's another visual mod like the crop fences. I would recommend this to people who don't want the game a lot and just want like little things to be fixed, like visually. This is probably a mod for you. It overhauls a lot of things, and it's a really good overhaul of a lot of things. And I just think it's a really good mod overall. That's why I put it at number 3. So for number 2, we have copper drills, and I know a lot of people are gonna get mad about this, or copper and iron ore drills. And to be honest, sometimes when you're just in an area where there's no nodes around you, or iron or copper ore nodes around you, and there's like copper in the ground. This drill just makes it life so much easier, because now you don't have to like run in a ridiculous amount or spread out your walls a ridiculous amount just to get there. And it's just really cool. In vanilla Kenshi there are iron ore drills. In vanilla Kenshi there are iron ore drills, however there are no copper ore drills. This part of the research tree feels unfinished, and copper ore drills makes it possible to create settlements and outposts that have a smaller footprint. It's a mod that doesn't feel cheaty because it's locked behind high level late game research, and ID categorizes it as a quality of life mod. And I do like it that it's late game. It's not really the one that you just go out the door and you just research it. Now this last one is a huge mechanical one. I actually do like it a lot. I didn't have any footage of it actually, so that's why I'm not showing any footage of it. Usually I show like the thing, but I think I'm just gonna show some random gameplay. So insert random gameplay here. So finally, for the number 1, we have moisture farming. Moisture farming is a mod that adds 2 new buildings, the moisture collector 1 and 2, and 2 new research techs for those buildings. The mod itself fixes a huge problem with buying houses in cities. Now this is for these players that like to play in cities. I personally know a handful of them, and I recommended this mod, and they also like the mod, so I guess some leeway there. This mod is also not being able to get free water in those cities is also it's a hassle to try to start a hydroponic farm too. Brewing, cooking, business, or all 3 within vanilla Kenshi, because there's no way to collect water other than making rain collectors. Rain collectors depend on rain, and most cities don't have constant rain unless you're in the swamp. In that case, I don't know, I mean, just have your own farm in the freaking swamp. So they depend mostly on rain and constant rain, so having anything that needs water in your house means that you need to micromanage your squad to go and buy water manually. The moisture collector fits nicely on the roof of the building and doesn't break, lower, or seem out of place with the art style of game. It's also very balanced. It collects moisture from the air, so it's pretty slow to collect water. However, it's certainly better than having to buy water. I'd recommend this for any player, as it improves upon having a house without making any game breaking or cheaty changes, and opens up many more role-playing possibilities. You have a self-sufficient sake brewery in the hub, a hidden Hanish grow OP in heft. So this mod really just fixes a lot of things. It fixes a problem with farming that I personally never experienced, because I never really played in a city. It's never been like that. I've never been that guy that says, I want to live in a city, because I did do it at the start of, like, you guys usually see my squad that rolls around. That squad usually, they started off in the hub, and we had a building, but I never really got into using the buildings. So that, and the Holy Nation hated me, so it's not always a good mix. Anyways, that was my number 1. Hopefully you guys help me get to 250. That would be a god bless. So yeah, have a nice day, guys. Hope you all have a blasting day until Wednesday, because that's the next time I'm uploading a video. I promise. Peace.